According to Disney, Endgame will be the biggest film of all time. It will beat Avatar. Deadline here has an article. Avengers Endgame finally conquers King of the World James Cameron's Avatar to become highest grossing film of all time. The article goes on to say, Marvel boss Kevin Feige made it official Saturday at the studio's Comic-Con panel announcing Avengers Endgame is clicking past Avatar's $2.7897 billion global box office this weekend to become the biggest film of all time. So according to Disney, Endgame only needs another $500,000 to beat Avatar, and Fox was the company that distributed Avatar, so Disney now owns Fox, so Disney owns both Avatar and Endgame, so it should know what the real figures are. $500,000 to go. It'll probably get around about $500,000 in the US market on Saturday, but when they report the Saturday numbers, they also project out the Sunday figures, and so it'll definitely get more than $500,000 in US market for the Saturday and the Sunday combined, and that'll be reported in under 12 hours time. So under 12 hours time, it should be official that Endgame is the biggest film of all time. For a few months now, I've been saying in these videos that Box Office Mojo and thenumbers.com are reporting a different amount of money for how much Avatar earned, so it's not been 100% clear what Endgame had to get to actually be the number one film. Here you can see, according to both of them, thenumbers.com says that Endgame has earned $6.6 million more than Avatar, and it reported it overtook it last weekend, and Box Office Mojo is saying it needs another $4.9 million to overtake Avatar. But in the Deadline article, Disney reports that both of those figures are wrong, and it actually needs $2 million more than the Box Office Mojo total to become the number one film. So Disney's saying $2.7897 billion versus $2.7879 billion at Box Office Mojo versus $2.776 billion for the numbers.com. But if Disney's saying that it has to earn $2 million extra, and Box Office Mojo says it needs another $4.9 million, how is Disney saying it only needs $500,000 more to actually beat Avatar? Basically, it looks like Disney has withheld all of the international figures for the last 7 days so that it could make the announcement. So last Sunday, they reported that it had earned $1.9296 billion internationally, and you can see there with this figure here, it's got 5 zeros at the end, and that is the current number that is still being reported by Box Office Mojo and thenumbers.com. So over the last 7 days, they've updated every single day the US totals, which they always do, but the international figures, generally what they've been doing is they've published the figure that Disney has stated to them on the Sunday, and then sometime after that, usually on the Monday for Box Office Mojo and the Tuesday for thenumbers.com, they've then updated it to the real figure, so there's not all these zeros at the end, and then they've not really done much until the next week. But it looks like Disney has withheld the actual accurate figure, which may very well be bigger than this amount, and then they've now announced what the figure was for the last 7 days as well. And so again, that's where this extra money's coming from. Disney's saying about $6.3 million extra internationally. So that's why there's that discrepancy. So let's take a look at the international numbers week to week. Here we've got the Sunday foreign numbers for the box office for Endgame. At the end of the first Sunday, it had $866 million. That's the top figure there. And then at the end of the second Sunday, it had $1.569 billion. And the middle column has the difference there. It earned an additional $702 million in the second week. The fifth bottom row here has the week before the relaunch. So the $3.1 million, that's how much money it earned before it was re-released. And then it increased itself up to 4.9. Then it got 4.6, about the same again. Then it got $5 million last week, which I thought it would have gotten about, say, 2.3 million. I was wrong there. And then it's gotten 6.3 here. And I said it'll probably get about $2.5 million. It did look like it could get another 5. I still thought that was very unlikely that it would get $5 million this week. And no, it didn't get $5 million this week. It's got 6.3. So it's just going from strength to strength internationally. Somehow it's earned $5 million for the last 4 weeks, roughly, over and over and over again. Now, I suspect that's because it's actually launched in different markets and more countries have come online, but actually finding out what countries are still showing it on a reasonable amount of screens and where the money's come from is very difficult. So these numbers are being reported by Buena Vista, by Disney, but I haven't seen any further reporting saying, oh, this is how much is from India, this is how much from South Korea, this is how much from Australia, this is how much from the UK. So I haven't seen any kind of breakdown to even be able to say, well, this country stopped showing it and this one still is going to show it and so on. Now, I believe it's still showing in South Korea, but other than that, I'm not really sure where else is showing it. So I have no idea where this $6.3 million came from, but this is what's basically done it. So this $6.3 million is far more than I thought it would have earned this week. That's why it's actually become the biggest film of all time this week. I did say in my video last weekend I thought it would have taken 2 more weeks to do this, but even with it needing an extra $2 million, according to Disney, their figure for Avatar again is $2 million more than the Box Office Mojo total. This $6.3 million, that's what's basically put it over the top, or very well soon put it over the top. Again, it still needs another $500,000 to go. Again, it may get that on the Saturday in the US domestic market alone. It'll definitely get $500,000 on Saturday and Sunday, and the Sunday numbers get reported on the Saturday. They project them out before the Sunday's actually finished in the North American market. So here, once again, are the top 5 movies of all times according to thenumbers.com and Box Office Mojo. Thenumbers.com at the top there got Endgame as number 1, Avatar number 2, and Box Office Mojo right now still has Avatar number 1 and Endgame number 2, but all of the figures there are incorrect. So the amount of money that Endgame has earned right now that they're both reporting is wrong, and the amount of money that Avatar earned for both of these websites is wrong. So all of the numbers here are incorrect. The Box Office Mojo number for Avatar is closer than the numbers.com figure for Avatar, but again, they're both got a smaller amount of money for Endgame. So all the figures here, all incorrect, but hopefully when they update their website on Sunday, and again, they'll probably update it somewhere in the next 12 hours or less than that, hopefully they'll update both the Endgame totals, but also the Avatar totals as well, to use the accurate figures that Disney is now reporting. So I'll probably make another video when and if it is officially the biggest film, but again, only $500,000 needed extra. That's going to happen. I don't think anything can happen to stop another $500,000 for Endgame. Endgame is the biggest film of all time. Without inflation, obviously, when we start talking about inflation, very different story. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.